The Fire Boy. This is a story of Hapu. He lives in ancient Egypt at the time of Queen Cleopatra. His father, Bag, has a small factory. He makes gold, table, and chairs. Hapu helps him. He is a fire boy. Every day he pushes a line handle up and down. The work is hard and very hard. But what can he and his father do? They are poor people. They need to make money. Every evening, they sit beside the Nile. Beck talks to his son about the factory, tomorrow's work, everything. One day, we're going to be very rich. He tells Havel. Oh, we? The fireboy looks into his father's tired eyes. Yes, Beck smiles. I don't know how, and I don't know when, but we are. Then he stands up. Come on, he says. It's late. Let's go home. 2 days later, Hapu and Beck are making a table. It is very hot in the room. Suddenly, Beck stops work. What is it, father? Hapu asks. Is something wrong? I don't know. Beck answers. He closes his eyes. It's my head. I can't. And then he falls on the ground. Father! Hapu runs to Beck and puts one hand under his head. Father, are you all right? The next day, Beck stays in bed. I'm sorry, Hapu, he says. I want to work, but I can't. I'm ill. Hapu is very sad. Father works too hard, he thinks. That's why he's ill. We need more money. But what can I do? Then he has an idea. Of course, he thinks. I must make something for somebody very rich. Somebody like the Queen. Beck is ill for 2 weeks. In that, Apple makes a lot of tables and chairs. But not only tables and chairs. He makes a gold necklace too. There, he thinks, late one night. It's ready. He smiles. The necklace is very beautiful. Queen Cleopatra is going to like this. Apple thinks. She's going to pay a lot of money for it, too. I know she is. The next morning, he goes to Cleopatra's palace. The necklace is in a bag under his shirt. What do you want? Asks a palace guard. There are two guards. Each one has a sword. I want to see the queen. Hapu answers. Both guards laugh. Go home, boy, say one of them. Queen Cleopatra doesn't see people like you. Hapu is very unhappy. What do I do now? He thinks. He leaves the palace and begins to walk home. But 10 minutes later, he passes two men in the market. Cleopatra's women are coming here tomorrow morning, says one. They are arriving very early. They want to buy lots of new clothes for her. That's very good news, Hapu thinks. The next day, the fire boy gets up very early. He makes a cup of sweet tea for Beck. Then he goes to the market. I can't give the necklace to Cleopatra's women, he thinks. They can't give it to the queen for me. He waits and waits. For a long time, nothing happens. Then music starts to play. A moment later, Hapu sees a long line of people. They are coming from the palace. Four men are carrying a very beautiful chair. A woman is sitting in it. Hapu puts one hand across his eyes. It's the queen, he thinks. She's coming, too. A minute later, Cleopatra arrives. Suddenly, everyone is very quiet. Then, Hapu thinks, this is the moment. He ran in front of the Cleopatra's chair. Stop, he says. Please stop. The queen looks at him. What do you want? She asks. Apple gives her the necklace. Is it really your work? Asks Cleopatra. Yes, it is. Apple answers. Guards, says Cleopatra. Give this boy some money. She holds the necklace in her hands. This is beautiful, she says. Then she leaves. He runs home. He is very, very happy. Jack is in bed. Look, Apu says. He shows the money from Cleopatra's necklace to his father. But how? Jack closes his eyes, then opens them again. I don't understand, he says. Apu smiles. He sits down and tells his father everything. At the end of the story, Jack says, You're a good son, Apu. Thank you. That night, Apple looks up at the stars. Now, I can pay for a doctor visit father, he thinks. Then, after father is strong again. But at the moment he stops, one of Cleopatra's guards is standing in front of him. He has a big sword. Are you Apple, son of Pack? He asks. Apple looks at him. Yes, yes, I am, he answers. Come with me, says the guard. Queen Cleopatra's like your work. She wants to give you a job at the palace. But I have a job, Hapu says. I work with my father. I can't leave him. You don't understand? No, you don't understand, the guard says. When the queen gives you a job, you take it. He puts one hand on his sword. Now go and say goodbye to your father. At the palace, Cleopatra talks to Hapu. She is wearing his necklace. I want you to live here and make lots of beautiful things for me, she says. Thank you, Queen of the Nile, Hapu says. But, but, the queen looks at Hapu. But, I can't live here. You see, my father is very ill and Hapu tells the queen everything. At the end of Hapu's story, Cleopatra looks at him. All right, she says. You can go home to your father, but, but, asks Hapu. But from today, the two of you work only for me. Do you understand? Oh, yes. Hapu smiles. He is very happy. Now, he and his father can make lots of beautiful things and be rich. Yes, I understand.